Alright, there we are. Evening, everybody. Whew, let's get started, shall we? Still find it kind of funny just how much of the DJ score for that song is in the opening piano trill. Yeah, off to a solid start. Especially considering I'm streaming after being at work all day. Take what I can get. Oof. That's a good count, though. Noticed that on 511 too, so that's always a good sign. Hey! Evening, everybody. Starkover, how'd the rest of your session go? Sounded like you were starting to run out of steam, but also I think you said you were streaming for like 3 hours, which is insane. Yeah, it's been all of like 2 minutes, which is like forever in internet time, right? Oof, yeah, that sounds like a heck of a run. And just to make it clear, because I'm not sure if I said it out loud, but thank you so much for the raid. Much obliged. Probably Dan courses. Oh, besides the courses, I'm honestly not sure. Like, because like thinking about quests, like I honestly think getting the DJ level ones like are the fastest. I mean, like look at this, double AF5 get 350. Like that's okay. But then we have perfect count. So for 350 bits, that's getting 1,000 grades or 1,500 grades, which is, if you're around between the 8s and 10s, anywhere from like 2 to 4 songs, depending on how accurate you are. Like, part of the reason for me, like, if I'm doing bits grinding, what I also do is I do all of the single and double A quests, because it gives me an excuse to play 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, and it also lets me warm up, see how my timing is doing, all that fun stuff. But, like, you could use 2 tickets to unlock 2 other quest frames. Like, the only reason I could see doing that, if it might be worth it, maybe, is to just, like, super fast bang out all, like, single, double, and triple A's, and then your great counts, but I can really only see that being worth the money if you've already done the Dan courses. Because otherwise it just doesn't seem like a decent value to me. And, like, answering your question, sorry, like, resetting the cooldown? Like, unless you're, like, super starving for bits, I just don't see the value in it. I could be crazy, but, oh, such a good song. Shame the goalie arts aren't in Infinitas, but it is what it is. Oh, hey, evening, Azure. Glad you could join us. Because once again, I got rated by Sparkover, which, again, super flattered by. Thank you. So, assuming Konami sticks to the unlock schedule that they have in terms of what they've been putting out every month, we should be getting Vanessa next month, which I am super excited about. Is anybody else psyched for that song? The adaptive background should be there, because I believe it was still in newer styles after the HD cutover, which I believe was Tricoro, was when all of some of the backgrounds went away because of they couldn't upgrade them to HD and all that crap. Yeah, I'm just psyched for Vanessa because I think it's a banger of a song, but that was also right around when I was just getting confident enough to doubles that I actually could try and be getting extra stages consistently, so it was fun to get it when we had a gold location test. But for the Legend, for the song unlocks, so every month there are 2 songs that you can play, and if you play them at any point during that 1 month period, you unlock them permanently. They're just yours. It doesn't even cost bits to play them, they're just available. But if you don't play them, they get locked. And you can't even purchase them with bits. Until they're available for bits purchase, which currently is 2 years later. Yeah. So if you look at the RemiWiki entry for Infinitas and you take a look at all of the unlock and monthly history, you'll see that like for the past 9 or 10 months now, they've been very consistently, whatever's 2 years old, is part of the grab bag of what's up for bits unlocking. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm okay with things, honestly, like a year, I'm actually okay with. 2 years is a bit much. That and all the championship stuff, which, we're overdue for having another championship, so there's all that stuff that, we can't get access to, which is annoying. Especially May. I can't play the another, but I want to be able to play the hyper something fierce. Yeah, I only recently started Infinitas, and I'm using recently in kind of air quotes. Like, I started in, I think, April of this year? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I probably could have started when it launched, and I heavily debated it, and I am kind of kicking myself not for doing so, just because there was a ton of cool events the first couple of years. And, not much sense. Not gonna lie though, I mean, Infinitas, like, it's legit Bimani. Like, it's a way you can actually pay for 2DX, play online, and, like, be official, which is kinda nice. I mean, if you're not in Japan, the lack of support, going other options, nothing wrong with that either. But at the same time, like, being able to stream it and more openly engage about it on social media, it's also kind of nice. I mean, it's one of the main reasons why I play Infinitas. That, and if you think I'm dealing with BMS files and Lunatic Rave as a doubles player, forget that noise. Yeah, BMS doubles files scare the living bejesus out of me. So Azure, you joke about that, but if I remember correctly, somewhat recently, like within the past 1 or 2 years, I think Quark did get a doubles chart, which, is also news because Quark's amazing. Also, for those of you that don't know, Quark is a legendary Bimani of Fighter song. And back when I owned a 2DX machine and I made it do horrible things, it was one of the first songs I injected onto my version of Empress that I was running. Yeah, if I remember correctly, there's Infinitas and then there's also the Sound Voltec service, but there's nothing for Poppin, which I'm a little surprised at, just because like for the enthusiasts that want to play it, like they have controllers, but like, I don't know. Also, probably doesn't help the absurd popularity that Sound Voltix has, which is probably what pushed that project faster than Poppin. And DDR Forever and Delta Max Origins. That. See, now I'm trying to think of what a good name for the online Poppin service would be. Also, I know I mentioned it on my channel description, but feel free to request songs anytime. Pop and Pay Us is very, very strong. Ooh. Thank you. Yeah, that's the distorted full combo. Very, very big fan of it. There's so for what I use for visuals, I use the DJ Troopers Note Splash, the hexagon, and for full combo, the distorted FC. Visually, I love the way they both look, and I've been using them ever since they were available, so it's been like a very long time. I'm just realizing I'm old. It's been a long time that I've been using them. Like, the only other customization that I don't have, well, two of them. There's two menu things I wish I had in Infinitas. So I've got my Note Splash, I've got my Note Skin, simple, the full combo. I wish I had no song previews. I know I'm in the minority on that one. And trichoral menu music. Absolutely adore that menu music to death. Towel graphic, I forget the name of it, but the towel I'm using now is what I typically use. And yeah, once upon a time, 2DX didn't give you song previews, and I'm used to playing without them. Now I'm just remembering all of the goofy options you could do with the EMU's number pad. Whew. Ooh, yeah, those are some callouts. Yeah, I almost got started on DDR 3rd mix, but for me it was more DDR 5th mix. But that's only because I went to Arcade A instead of Arcade B near my house. It's also probably thanks to DDR 5th mix I'm such a doubles fanatic, because if it wasn't for doubles in DDR, then I would have been doing doubles in any other Bmondy game I could get my hands on, like Dance Maniacs and that 2DX thing I saw the other people playing. Yeah. Fifth Mix was amazing, and Fifth Mix was probably, and probably still is, the best DDR for doubles, hands down. Yeah, I think for a lot of North American players, I think a lot of us, like, DDR was the gateway for us. Like, late 90s, early 2000 was just ridiculous for the number of machines that got imported. And then, you know, the number of bootleg extreme kits that showed up. Like, I know there's the really popular Cursed Bimani controller Twitter account, but I'm also wondering, like, how many cursed extreme arcade cabs there could be out there. I've seen so many bad rips of that board. Oh man, going traveling somewhere you hadn't been before and being all like, oh, let me check it on DDR Freak first, see what's in the area. Ooh, those were days. So, is it weird that one of the first ways I heard about Arcade Infinity was that they had gotten themselves blacklisted from the EMU servers? Because that's how I found out about them. Yeah. If I remember correctly, it was around Distorted or Gold, but Arcade Infinity was just like, yeah, let's just try and connect to emus, because why not? And Konami was like, sure, have access. Wait, hold on a minute, who are you? Because back then, their security was even better than it was now. Yeah, that's basically what happened. New IP, who dis? Wait a minute. Meanwhile, TGA was all like, hey, let's formally reach out to Konami. And be told ever so politely to go fuck ourselves. We were like, okay, fine. We'll just have Corske come to our arcade and do live concerts and world premiere songs. So, you know, Fucking Konami. Love Bimani, but Jesus fucking Christ, I hate their parent company. Yup, good times. Man, Sana and Good Cool. Is Evo 66 even in Infinitas? I'm trying to remember. I'm not a huge fan of Brightness Darkness. It is good, it just... Slake is very hit or miss for me. Speaking of Slake, where is, Texture? I want Texture in this super bad, because that song is amazing. Yeah, Blocks is really good. Like, it's not... Blocks isn't, like, stellar. It's not bad either. It's just a real solid song. Now I'm remembering something else by Slake, and I don't think I have it unlocked, but I'm wondering what the difficulties are on it. It's been forever since I've played it. Yep. Nope. Speaking of Happy Sky, though. Such an anthem. You see, Azure, you make that joke, but the idea has been seriously floated around a couple of times over the past decade. Because remember, for years, RPG Maker was a huge fad. So, yeah. And not gonna lie, I do think the idea of either an RPG or a visual novel would still be a really great idea. I mean, I actually based a one of my NaNoWriMo projects around the idea of an arcade community, and I had a couple of side plot lines that were kind of indirect shoutouts. You and me both. Yeah, let's tempt fate. Whew, goodness, that song has such teeth. Like, I love that song to bits, and the chart too, but oh man. Yeah, seriously, Twally, I'm super excited for you. Congrats. Like, I might make lots of, like, you know, play doubles already jokes, but, like, that sass aside, I'm actually really happy the Phoenix Wand is a thing. It looks like a amazing controller, both for the just what you're getting, what you're paying, like, just really glad it's a thing. I'm also glad that it also seems that a lot of people are getting it, and it's also, for a lot of people, their first controller, and, like, it's a fantastic start. Like, just thinking back to, like, when people were like, oh, maybe I'll get a used KOC, or, you know, a well-worn-in DAO or something, or even, like, you know, back when it might have been a new DAO, but the support wasn't as great. Like, given where we've come for, like, controllers and options, I just think it's a fantastic option to have available, and I'm glad people are taking advantage of it. Oh, such a good song. I miss Akuta. Like, he's definitely better off at Grasshopper, but... yeah. See, back when I ordered the DAO, I also made sure I ordered replacement keys and sensors, so that way if anything ever went wrong, I could then keep playing while the replacements got sent out. Of course, me being an idiot, I forgot that turntable covers were a thing, and my right turntable cover is kind of misbehaving, so I might need to order a replacement for that sooner than I'd like. Oh, yeah, let me, before I forget, that is a direct quote from DJ DAO support for the turntable covers on the RED. Yeah, more than welcome. And also, to DAO's credit, I emailed them, and they emailed me in less than, I think, like 12 hours. such a fun chart. But yeah, Dow's support is kind of insane. Extremely fast responses, extremely reasonable coverage for devices, especially in terms of like replacement parts shortly after you've purchased something, like just shipping stuff out for free. They're amazing. Like, for a company that has such a corner on a market, like, I'd expect the service to be not as good, because it's like, where else are you gonna go? But, like, they're phenomenal. Yeah. Oh, look, an excuse to play Line for Ruin. Best song in Pendule, fight me. What is up with my timing? That should be a guaranteed AA for me. I am slightly concerned. Yeah, looks like my timing's a hair off. Could be energy. Might be client, because I could have sworn I felt a hiccup a couple of songs ago, but yeah, we'll see. Keep an eye on the fast-slow. I forget exactly where my combo breaks are in this, but I'm kind of curious. Let's find out. I wonder. Yeah, I'm just thinking about hard bar. A lot of those chord bursts are super rude too, like just weird combos that are like, you know, pre-Happy Sky Distorted in terms of doubles charting. If I remember correctly, that song is it's either an extra stage or one more extra stage, I think. So the fact that it's just static for the miss overlay is a little surprising. Oh, a moment, be right back. Wait a minute. We still have overlays for One More Lovely, but we don't have them for Patriotism. Put overlay in 2DX, you cowards. Gosh darn it. I was really hoping to get that A. And I know I fumbled the beginning, too. It is what it is. Also, Asher, don't think I don't see that sass. I do. Just trying not to acknowledge it. Alright, let's double check what's on the list. I know Phoenix Another has been plaguing me. What else is on there, though? Close the World and Light and Cyber. Right, speed gimmicks from the last song. Hey, got there. And it stays on the list because it went from EX clear to get a AA. This could be risky, but we'll see. I'm an idiot. Oh. On left hand, the 1, 2, 6, and 7 alternating gallops, I misread. I think it was 1762 as 1672. Oh, EX bar. Tempted to run that back, but I feel like I should play some other stuff first. Yeah. Also, highly recommend keeping a hit list of, like, you know, near misses for, like, hard clears or double A's and all that sort of fun stuff. Like, keeping a list just cuts down your waffling on what to play or what to attempt. What is up with my timing? Like, I know I'm not AAAing it, but also like that, like about a third or halfway through the staggered eighth note runs where it was just good. Yeah, that felt awful. Yeah, like, not even trying to mince words, like, that just physically felt awful. Ugh. I'm trying to think if I should play a breather and then go back at it, or if I should wrap up for the night. Let's see. On the one hand, Hypersonic feels like a very phoned-in Eagle song. On the other hand, I freaking love me some Eagle. Have a good evening, Twally. Yeah, Eagle is the freaking best. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they're these console versions that came out. And then, you know, we could always just play Step Mania or Osu. Night, Wally. Yeah, something is not quite right. I want to quickly either reboot client or possibly even reboot PC. Yeah, that I'm looking forward to watching that on the VOD, not gonna lie. Alright, yeah, we're gonna quickly reboot client. Because I know I'm tired, but I'm not get 9 out of 10 late's tired. Alright, let's try this again. I do kind of wonder what takes it so long to load. Like from an engine standpoint, like what's going on behind the scenes. Like how much of like the initial like just like chart reading it's setting up and all that, and how much is actually loading when we're jumping into each song, you know? Oh, there's also, like, validation going on as well. Like, before you even, like, get to the title screen, it's likely even a further validating client, I imagine, to some degree. And I'm trying to remember if Q-Pros have been... Because as far as I remember, Q-Pros were always in-game currency. Like, there were some promo Q-Pro things for, like, in Tricoro. If you bought the soundtrack, it had a thing you could scan in that would get you avatar parts for Shiloh and the other two VJs that were in Tricoro. But I don't think it's ever been for various Q-Pro parts just flat out
give us straight cash. It's always been in-game grind. I could be wrong, but I know at least up until Pendule that was the case. I don't know if Copula onwards, if there's ever been anything Q-Pro related that, like, aside from buy-in promos, like the soundtrack thing, for example. I don't know of anything that's just like, yep, this is just straight money. But I don't think there's been. Yeah, and there's not a lot on Remy Wiki for all that stuff, unfortunately. I'm honestly trying to think of where there would be. I want to say maybe the Japanese wiki, the Japanese fan wiki, I should say, has it more in detail. Because I know that they've always been the go-to for a lot of unlock and like mini news events like that. Good question now that I'm thinking about it. I will say this, back when I was playing on a private server, I did look up what the rates were, because the server, we had everything unlocked just by default, but I did look up what they were expecting, and oh boy, yeah, Q-Pro stuff is a hell of a grind. Like, all of the, like the note splashes and the full combo effects and whatnot that you can get for Infinitas, I'm honestly surprised they're not more expensive in terms of what the bit cost is. Hey! And, not sure if you heard it before you walked away, but I also wanted to make sure I deliberately said, thank you for the raid. Yeah, I mentioned it like a song or two after the raid started, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it immediately, but I wanted to make sure, thank you. Hope your break went well, especially after 3 hours of streaming, good god. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, scratching in doubles is like a good incentive to keep playing. Like, there was actually a point around AC Empress that I was debating going back into singles, and Naughty Girls at Queen's Palace was so much fun on doubles that it inspired me to just keep on. Speaking of scratching, I actually need to work on my scratching, and now I'm kind of wondering about how I'm doing on red myself. And congrats on the clear! Yeah, I haven't asked about that recently, and my apologies. How is the recovery going, by the way? I know you've been, like, deliberately slow-rolling the 2DX you've been playing, and you even switched hand styles completely to try and not re-injure yourself. And Snake Stick on doubles is amazing. I'll play that next. So what's the what for? Was that the way red looked on doubles, or me saying that Snake Stick is fun? It's not actually. So it's similar to like a lot of 2DX fundamentals. Like, you learn how to read chords, you learn how to do scales, like just the visual reaction. Doubles has a lot of switching back and forth. Not even necessarily turntable specifically. Like, hey, I'm doing the drum beat on left hand, and then after like 4 measures or 8 measures, oh, now I'm doing it on the right. And just stuff that like you do it on one side, then you do it on the other. Oftentimes where singles just repeats itself, doubles will use that as a chance to toss over from one side to another. Not necessarily when a singles chart repeats, but like when a song has a repeated section. So for turntable, like, yeah, it's a little weird at first, but like if you know, oh, there's tons of scratching in this, and if there's stuff happening melodically or drum-wise, especially with Madism songs where it's like actual like drums with the turntable, it's not just flat out, oh, here's some turntable in the middle of nowhere and nothing really backing it up. Like a lot of older turntable songs, when you're scratching, like musically, there's just not a lot going on. Madism still has stuff going on. So when there's sections like that, you know you're likely going to be juggling. I'm on the turntable with one hand, and then that same hand, I'm back on keys, then I'm back on turntable, and then I'm back. And then for the other hand, you know it's likely going to be just the opposite. So it becomes less of knowing exactly what you're doing and more knowing what keys you're jumping back to before jumping back on the turntable, and like which one's on the downbeat, which one's on the offbeat. Like, so, oh, I'm starting with one and, or starting on right one and you just learn kind of how to do it. Like for a lot of those juggle sections, I'm not even really looking at turntable. Like for a lot of that stuff, I'm mainly looking at whatever hand is doing the drums or the key stuff, so I know what keys to hit. And I'm keeping turntable in my peripheral because I know, okay, it's just straight eighth notes, and then once in a while it's going to switch to sixteenths, and so I just see that, oh, it's more clustered, do sixteenths for a little bit, and then go back to eighth notes because it's so repetitive. And that can actually be said for a lot of doubles. Like if you know you're doing a certain drum sequence on one hand and a unique melody on the other, you kind of remember whatever the heck the drum sequence is, whether it's like 1-6, 1 and 3-6, or you know whatever they're doing, and you just repeat it. And the thing I talk about when I say that, you know, doubles charts from like Happy Sky and Distorted onwards got a lot better, it's because a lot of these like little trends started actually getting better adhered to, or more accurately, these rules were never followed for older charts, which is why when like an older chart, suddenly there'll be like a chord key combo kind of out of nowhere and it just feels really out of place. It's because we don't have that kind of mirroring, or there's no real attempt at pattern recognition. Like something really complex gets tossed at you for the first time, and then before it even repeats itself, before the dominant hand switches, like it goes from one melody goes from one hand to another, or drums go from one hand to another, it just does something completely different again, like not even remotely close, and it's just very off-putting. And then there's also the fact that the key combos aren't fun, like lots of like 2 and 3 or like 6 and 5 key combos for drum hits, which would more traditionally, even on singles, be like 1 and 3 or 4 and 6, and it's just weird. And yeah, that whole reacting thing, like that, I mean, that even goes to singles. Like you're not reading every note individually, you're reading them kind of in clusters. Doubles just usually takes it a bit further, at least in some respects. Like you are still looking at 14 lanes as opposed to 7, but there is a little bit more predictability, both because of the whole things tending to repeat themselves and then just be switching sides or inverting, or the fact that voices are distinct, like drums on one hand, melody on another, or synth on one hand, and so on. So it makes what's coming up for just that hand more readable, because there's less notes filling in, and you can more accurately know what you're going to need to hit. Thank you. Yeah, like a good doubles chart involving turntables is just, honestly, it's a lot of fun. Like, Snake Stick is a bit more technical, but like with Naughty Girl and Reddit Full Metal, like you get lots of like juggling, and it's just really fun. Like, it feels much closer to turntablism, I think, than like just throwing tons of scratches in, kind of more like Snake Stick. And then you have stuff like Fire Fire, which is just juggle, 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 and then do 2 7s on both hands. I could probably pass that on a better day. Definitely feeling fatigue kick in. Whoa! 100 to 550 slow. Yeah, no. Yeah, Watch Out and Watch Out Part 2 are both great. Is Watch Out not in Infinitas? Yeah, so Watch Out and Part 2, for that matter. Unless Watch Out was a monthly unlock. Both of them are great, but the original is amazing. Oh, no, make me your own. Another really good song, too. I'm really tempted to play the another of this, but I know it's gonna be a bad time. It's late. The hell with it. Buckle up, kids. We're going to the petting zoo. Oof. Yeah, no. That was a terrible idea. Still fun, though. Ooh, and it is already 11. So I think one more and then final incandescence. So I'm currently sorting by server clear rate. And you're telling me that's the most cleared 11 in Tricoro? Okay. Wait, what? Really? Huh. I would not have expected this to have a high clear rate, let alone 91. The hell? Yeah. Sure, we take those. Like, on the one hand, it's Denpa. On the other hand, it's a drum step 11 I can pass. Sure. And, yeah, with a new 11, I think we're gonna call it a night. But y'all know the drill.
Burning. 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 Burning.
Whew, it has been a heck of a stream. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in and being awesome. And, Spark over once again. Thank you for the raid. So, assuming, you know, my, stupid butt doesn't oversleep tomorrow, I should be doing a morning stream. If not, I'll definitely be streaming at some point during the day, but it is the weekend, so, we'll see. But, until next time, whenever that is, thank you so much as always, everybody, and take care and be safe. Also, I'd try and toss my stream over to someone else in a raid, but I'm not 100% sure how to do that from mobile dashboard. So I will research that for next time.